You guys all set? Well, good morning. I want to thank you all for joining us here this morning. As you know, I'm here to update you on the status of the public safety building as it pertains to recent flood events. And today, we are extremely happy to report that all personnel have officially reoccupied the building, and we are now open for business as usual. Following a series of air quality, electrical, and other diagnostic testing, essential personnel, Engine 3, the detective units, and others have begun moving back into the building actually as early as August 4th. However, as you all know, over the last several days, repairs and replacement of damaged communication systems, including our E911 systems, were completed, and all remaining dispatches have been moved back from their temporary positions in the West Neighborhood Substation and in the state's mobile 911 unit. I'd like to take this opportunity first to thank the City of Everett and the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security for offering assistance with our E911 operations over the last several weeks. Additionally, I'd like to thank the City of Medford and Tufts University for assisting us with the placement of police personnel and detainees while the building underwent these critical repairs. Though, as you know, the parking lot at this building took on approximately 6 inches of water during the latest rain event last week, pushing off this official reopening, we were fortunate that no additional damage was sustained to either our vehicle fleet or to the building and its electrical systems. Following the July 10th storm, repairs and replacements were made in the following areas: the HVAC system, E911, and all radio communication systems, and 4 circuit breakers. As part of our collective effort to make necessary repairs and reoccupy the building, we've also made significant investments in our technology and communication systems. New and improved monitoring and radio systems are in place, as well as state-of-the-art recording booking systems, all furthering our ability to provide for the safety of the community and completing our proactive approach to potential future incidents in and around the building. Additionally, minor repairs to the HVAC and other areas will continue over the next month. However, the building will remain open to employees and to the public, and all 911 and non-emergency calls will be handled from within the building. We are extremely grateful for the assistance we have received throughout this process from both the state and local organizations. The state police and EOPS allowed us to continue to have all emergency operations run directly out of Somerville, particularly with the addition of the mobile 911 unit. The Everett Police Department assisted us with 911 dispatch during and after the July 10th flooding to ensure that there were no gaps in our ability to safely and efficiently respond to public safety issues throughout the city. The Medford and Tufts University Police Departments both offered needed space for daily operations, and that also proved invaluable over the last several weeks. Finally, Verizon has worked with us to ensure that our communication systems were repaired and replaced as quickly as possible. We will continue to work to replace damaged vehicles, 26 in total, mostly frontline vehicles that are used 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and expect to have a full fleet delivered within the next month. At this time, we estimate approximately $1 million in damage and rising to this building, the public safety building alone, but we will continue to work to identify other potential costs and with our insurance company as we continue through the claims process. At this time, I'd like to take any questions you may have. Seeing none? Yes?
Is there an estimate for the percentage that will be covered by your insurance?
Well, there's officially the insurance. There's a $10 million policy on the city assets for the insurance company, and there's a $100,000 deductible. As you know, the vehicle fleet is not covered on the insurance company. That is explicit within the policy. So the almost $1 million in cost to the city to replace the cruisers, the unmarked vehicles, and the motorcycles and such were borne by the taxpayers of the city.
But major items that are not covered the city had expected would be?
Well, I'll put it this way, we are going to fight to make sure everything's covered. We're not going to get everything covered. We'll identify as we continue through the insurance process, which we're not completed with. But we have great cooperation with our insurance agent and the company, which is Zurich.
Have you found out yet about receiving any federal money for the disaster?
What we've been officially receiving is assistance with SBA through the community, Small Business Association, for uninsured for certain uninsured damage for homeowners and small businesses. We have not received a declaration on the other federal component as of yet. But we do appreciate the governor's support throughout this process, Governor Patrick.
Are you guys able to put any kind of safety mechanisms in place to ensure you don't get more freeze water again? I know you saw a few inches a couple days ago, but is there anything that's been done to make sure you don't have it not to be
Well, if someone has a telephone number for God, let me know, and we'll make sure 4 inches doesn't fall in Somerville in 45 minutes. Let me speak to that point, because what do we do to make sure this doesn't happen again? I submit that what you saw in that, and the ferociousness in that storm and the intensity is something, unfortunately, that's going to happen in the future in this region, the Northeast region. So as a region, as states and cities and counties, we need to ask ourselves, do we have the infrastructure with the capacity necessary to take on those storms? I'd submit we do not. We cannot handle a 100-year storm. None of our systems in this city, source systems, were built for that. They're mostly 25-year storm systems. We can deal with several inches, as you saw last week. Several feet's a different problem, which is insurmountable for us and for any community in this region. So for the future, in the short term in this building, we've maintained and made sure all our pumps can be operational within a moment's notice. We will have sandbags ready to deploy and all personnel. But again, it will depend on the intensity of any water coming to the system, because the backup happens out in the street to the system as a whole in the city, and it back charges into the homes and buildings across the community. In the long term for this building, I'll tell you right now, I wish I could knock it down today. If I could, I would. But we are, over the next few months, going to start that process. We're going to identify, begin to plan, start the financing, and we're going to build a new building, and that'll happen in the next few years.
What an emergency plan, though, just to make sure, should you get some water again, these new systems you just put in are not damaged all over again, costing the taxpayers another, how many hundreds of thousands of dollars to
Right.
replace or, anything like that.
We have done some things, in terms of some of the transformers were lowered to the ground and raised on them. Several feet of water is a problem that I don't know if we can hold off if it ever happens again. It was a 100-year storm that happened in 45 minutes in the city of Somerville. I hope that's not the way of the future, and it's not going to happen very often, at least not for a long, long time, or until we're in the new building. Again, several inches we can deal with, several feet's a bigger problem. We'll do everything possible to maintain the safety of this building and its systems. Okay. Any other questions?
I don't know, either you or someone from the police department just wants to speak about being able to keep the 911 services up even though it wasn't happening here, just
Sure.
about being able to run as normal as possible.
I will defer to Chief Michael Cabral.
Thank you, Mayor. Our 911 system, our backup is the Everett Police Department. If for some reason we're not able to answer our 911 lines, Everett Police will receive our calls and they will handle them and advise us. So that took place during the storm, that the Everett Police were handling all of our 911 calls. We then put in a plan where our 911 operators were then sent over to Everett, where they would answer our calls at the Everett Police Station.
But happy with the way that it has been working since that storm hit last month?
Yes.
Have there been any significant complaints about response times during the initial phases and then leading up now to the transition back to the current safety level?
We have not received many complaints at all. As a matter of fact, the public wasn't even aware that our police station pretty much was dysfunctional at the time. We handled all calls, we handled all requests for service, and even the phone lines, we were able to transfer phone lines to answer all lines as well. Thank you.
That's Chief Michael Cabral, C-A-B-R-E-L. Any other questions? I would like to first thank the men and women of the Somerville Police Department and Fire Department and our 911 operators and the DPW, those who work here in this building every day, for their patience, their flexibility, and their teaming up to help us get in this building as fast as possible. I also want to thank the media for getting out all the accurate information about what occurred during the July storm and afterwards. Thank you very much. Chief,